Chat GPT App Store and Custom GPTs. I know that you said you've messed around with this a little bit, right?
Yes, my GPTs. That is absolutely mind-boggling that we are now able to. And I guess we all knew it was coming, right? Like, so Chat GPT, basically, large learning model, can tell you, basically just talk to it like a chat bot, which everybody is familiar with, and it's easy to use. You just tell it what to do, or you ask it what to do, and it responds. I said this, I think, in the first podcast, where I've been messing around with my journal entries for the past, I want to say it's been 6-7 months now. But I journal every day. I take my journal writings, I upload it into a document, and I've been feeding that to ChatGPT to kind of ask it things about me, right? It's like, okay, I'm kind of feeling this way today. Like, what's causing me to kind of feel down, or what's causing my mood, or I have an idea about this, and this based on my past. What are, basically just using it as a therapist, right? It's me, and I'm able to talk to myself, and it's able to dissect it and return things better than I could. Now I don't have to kind of Frankenstein all these different programs together. I can just keep, and I've been doing this, I've kept a running Google Doc with all of my journal entries, and I just upload that Google Doc now to my GPT, and it's secure in my own little thing. I don't have to share it with anybody. It's private. And now I don't have to use a million different things to ask it all these things. I can just upload one document to my GPT, and I've called it Jeremy Kirby GPT, and I ask it all kinds of questions. And I've gone off the deep end and really down the rabbit hole, and asking it things like, okay, I want to create a personal brand based on my past history, blah, 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 blah. Like, what can I do? And it starts spitting out, like, you should do business consulting. You really like giving advice, and you get very analytical, and you think deeply about certain things. Like, it knows me better than I know myself. Because I was struggling trying to figure out what I want to do next, and it kind of nailed it. And I was like, holy shit, this is mind-blowing. But I'm kind of going off because it's super exciting, but I even did creative director GPT for my personal brand. I did chief operator. I thought about doing all these different positions as a company as a GPT, and I just uploaded all the documents about my personal brand, what it stands for, what my philosophies are, the brand guides, what's the vision, what's the logo, the colors, why the colors, all this other stuff. And it's helping me with content. It's basically, I have an army of employees now that aren't physically here, but I can now talk to them, and I have them talking back and forth to each other with copy and paste and stuff like that. And it's absolutely mind-blowing. Like, I'm so excited to see where all this stuff goes, because I've always struggled getting help with some of the projects that I've been running. And I feel like this might be that unlock where it helps save money. It's brilliant, right? It's got so much good information that it comes back with, and the ease of use. It's literally just talking to it. So, fascinated to see where this is going. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to dive in a little more with what you're just Jeremy GPT. Like, what are you kind of using it for in the day to day? Where is it lacking? Where is it, exceeding expectations? I want to hear those two fronts of it right now.
So one of the things that's top of mind is, I just came back from Italy, and while I was out there was a few things that really stuck out to me, and one was architecture. I'm an old sheet metal guy. I've built some pretty incredible things over the years and built some cool homes, and I retired from that probably about 20 years ago. And being over there kind of sparked and rekindled my desire to build, and my fascination with custom copper work and some of these things. Just seeing, the Vatican and all these monuments and statues and stuff over there, it blew my mind. So when I came back, the way that I used it was, I talked to it through my journal, and I was like, look, I just came back from Italy. I sold my baseball business and exited from that, and I'm kind of looking to do the next thing. What types of ventures should I be looking at? And it went through my old journal writings, where I happened to write about my fascination with the European architecture and whatnot. And it started bringing up things that I didn't really notice. That was like, okay, well, you like playing video games, you like doing Call of Duty and playing Warzone. You have a fascination with golf, right? Like, you like to play golf because it knows that after me talking about it in my journal entries. So it knows I like Warzone. It knows I like golf. It knows I like talking business. It knows that I'm fascinated with AI. It knows that I like architecture and I did it in the past. It knows all these things about. And it was like, why don't you create a personal brand that encapsulates all of that and leverage each one? Most likely, somebody that you golf with is going to be a business owner. That business owner might need help with business consulting. You might be able to reach out to some of your old constituents about sheet metal and stuff. And you might be able to record content about this. And it figured out a way to kind of take everything that I'm interested in, wrap it under one umbrella that is my personal brand. And it's like, you should start creating content. You should do this. You should do that. And it's going to open doors for this, this, and that. And you can help others. And like, I started using it that way to kind of help me with the vision of where I wanted to be in 10 years. It was wild. And it was just a different way of thinking. You know, sometimes when you look at things upside down, they appear a certain way. And I feel like that's what it did to me.
Do you, when you write, so you write a new journal entry every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you upload it? Do you just remove the previous knowledge and then upload the new knowledge with the added journal entry? Or do you do it weekly? Do you do it monthly? What do you kind of do to kind of edit the knowledge?
Sure. So what I do is, I write I do morning pages. It's an exercise where you literally just write what's in your head with no purpose. Just, it's a brain dump, right? Three pages every morning. And it usually is me reflecting on the day before. Yeah, 3 full pages. I don't stop until it's 3 full pages.
Double space?
No, just regular.
Wow.
That's why I got
impressive, actually.
all these journals back here, all these black booklets. Those are all journals that are just completely full, and these ones over here are all completely full. So I have years worth of writings. I'm handwriting.
Writing or typing?
No, I'm actually I'm handwriting 3 pages every morning. And quick little note on that. The reason why I handwrite, Tim Ferriss had a good explanation of why you should handwrite rather than type. It's because he says that when you handwrite, you don't have to think about where the letters are in the keyboard, and it allows your brain to think freely. If I'm trying to, because I don't know how to type, right? I'm a 2-finger typer. And if I'm trying to brain dump and think and come up with something meaningful, I can't be thinking about that while also trying to figure out where the F key, where the U key, and it's just counterproductive. So when you actually handwrite, everybody knows to write. It literally just flows without thinking. So my mind and my brain is really deep diving into the thoughts rather than the thoughts plus where are the keys on the keyboard. It's just something little that I would have never thought.
Because I've grown up with computers and all that, so typing's like, for me, I can close my eyes and type a full paragraph and have barely any mistakes in it, just because I know naturally where the keys are. So when I try to handwrite stuff, I actually end up just skipping full letters and words because my mind's thinking so fast. And my hand can't keep up. So that I like typing more just because I know where everything is, and I feel like I'm very free with typing because I like I said, I can look away and just keep typing and not worry about it. So a little bit of, growing up with technology and computers. And,
sure. Well, here's another thing. No. Here's another thing to think about. If so on top of being able to not have to think about the keyboard, you're able to now think deeper into your thoughts. But by handwriting, you slow your mind down because you have to wait.
Yeah.
So Tim Ferriss also used another good analogy. Yeah, he talked about how he's like, imagine it like a car getting off the freeway, right? Like you're zooming down the freeway and you have to get off on the next exit. You kind of slow down, you merge into the lane, and you get off. He kind of, it was a weird analogy, but I understand what he was trying to say, where if I type, or if I've tried to do speech to text a couple times to journal, and my mind is going so fast that I blurt out things and then nothing really makes sense. And then at the end of the three pages, I'm like, okay, wait, what did I just talk about? Like it just happens so fast. But by writing it, I'm literally handwriting word by word. It slows everything down, allows me to think more clearly, and it just works for me. It's kind of odd. So I think everything kind of lumped together makes me enjoy it more. It makes me reflect a lot more. Yeah. And then by writing it, I hold myself accountable. Like the next day, I'm like, oh yeah, I wrote about that.
And then, so back to how this kind of comes back into your GPT. So do you take pictures of the text, translate it put it into Google, into words, and then how do you kind of work that?
No. So what I do is I just open up my Google Doc. I've got just an ongoing Google Doc with thousands of pages, and I just hit the speech to text, and I speak to my MacBook. I read the 3 pages, and that's it. And then I just once a week I take that new Google Doc and I re-upload it into the My GPT so that it has a new week's worth of content.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Mind blowing. Is there anywhere where it's lacking right now that you see, or in terms of capabilities, or it's all kind of smooth right now and you haven't been able to kind of test all the edges?
That's a good question. Every day I'm kind of messing around with it and trying new things. One thing that I wish it could do that it can't do right now, and I think this is what Cognosis was trying to do with their AI agents, right? Is I wish that I could take my journal entries, upload it, and then have it talk or link it with the other GPTs that I have, like the Jeremy Kirby Creative Director GPT that I built, right? The Operating Officer GPT that I built. I wish that it could take all of this instead of me having to copy and paste the responses and have the Creative Director talk to the Operating Director, or the Chief Marketing Director of my brand that's a GPT and the Creative Director. I'm copying and pasting the messages going back and forth. I wish they could talk to each other through like an agent type deal. That's what I'm waiting for. So and I know it's coming like eventually.
Having like a team in the office where you just can connect ones and make it, that much better. Yeah,
this is what I want. Can you get it done?
Yeah.
And the AIs talk to each other and just get it done. It's coming.
I want to build a personal brand. It's like, all right, here's what you like. The creative director is giving you these brand guidelines. The operating officer has told you this is how you should go about it. Like, not just, here's what I think. It's like, okay, here's what I think, and here's everything that's being done for it. Yeah, I mean, that's, you need one person companies now.
Yeah.
that'll be.
What gets really crazy too, and really fun to experiment with is, and I think we touched on this during the last podcast episode, is I also created a Gary Vaynerchuk or Gary V GPT, and I created a Casey Neistat GPT, right? 2 guys that I look to for inspiration, right? I look to Gary for execution.
Casey's awesome.
Yeah. So I love Gary's. I love Gary's approach to social media distribution. I love Seth Godin's philosophy on marketing. I like Casey Neistat's structure and movie making. So I created GPTs that I can now talk to and say, I have an idea about this. How would I distribute it? And the Gary V GPT spits out a whole plan of, all right, you should record this, chop it up and put it here, and here with these captions. Like it's like we talked about. Like I feel like I have Gary V in my back pocket, free of charge, at any time, and I can talk to him as if he's sitting right next to me to a certain extent, right? But you can create all these GPTs now so easily just by going in and telling it what you want, and the GPT helps you actually create it. You don't even have to have any technical skills. It just says, what do you want to build? And I'm like, I want to build a Gary V bot that helps me with marketing advice. And it just goes back and forth with you in a conversation. And then it says, okay, cool, here it is. Try it out. If you're good with it, just click save. I mean, it's so easy. It's insane.
And I haven't been able to try it completely yet. I want to try it with a few examples, but I haven't just been able to do it yet. But I'm excited to get to try it. I'm starting a new job in January. I'm excited to see where I can implement it there in the day-to-day.
Where are you going? You didn't tell me anything.
Oh, yeah.
What happened? Where are you going? By the way, I can edit all this out too. I can edit this out if you want.
No, it's we can decide post. But going to a company in Charlotte called DebtBook. They're lease software and debt management for municipal finance and government agencies. That's at least the side of the business they have right now. I'll be working as a product expert on the debt side, so I'll become an all things expert on municipal debt. So
sweet. Well,
don't
congrats.
Meet any dinner parties anytime soon.
Nice. I didn't know. This is the first time I heard about that. So congrats. That's cool.
No, yeah, I haven't announced it anywhere. I don't start till January. So, but during the interview, I did talk to one of my current teammates, and she was extremely smart. And we went off track. She's like, I mentioned that I've done work with AI and talked about it. And she's just like, okay, what is your thoughts on AI? And It was in the middle of the interview, and I'm just like, my thoughts is, I've been echoing this since it started. It's going to improve efficiency. It's not going to take anyone's jobs. It'll take people's jobs who don't use it, but it's extremely efficient, and it can help you get stuff done that you didn't think that you could get done as quick as you are able to now. So for me, that's what I echoed to her, and that's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to be able to kind of jump in with a big company. I think they're around 150 employees, and see where like stuff like that can become, the way I want to use it, right now is I have to learn a lot about municipal debt and a lot about municipal finance. I have a background in the finance world and a background in, understanding that stuff. So it's not completely out of reach. It's kind of like when I hear people say, once you learn one language, you can learn anyone else really easily because you just have that instinct to learn it. I feel that same way with finance. If I know a bunch of concepts, knowing new ones is not going to be that hard. But what I want to do is I want to be writing down everything I learn and kind of then feeding it to a GPT and being like, all right, here's what I learned today. Like, I have a few questions about here, here, and here. Can you talk to me about it? Whether I can upload some PDFs to it and be like, hey, this is now my municipal debt expert that I can talk to. And then maybe like my team likes it and I share it with them and they can use it too. It's something that I'm super interested in integrating into my daily work life, especially with a concept that's, a little bit out there like municipal debt. I'm excited for that kind of next to see what I can do there.
That's going to be fun. You're going to have an absolute blast with that.